Hey guys, so I am back again, and I asked you guys the other day if you wanted me to do a full update basically on my orientation, like kind of a summary, or a what's in my work bag, and you guys actually chose the what's in my work bag. I was kind of surprised. So I'll do the other video for next week, or maybe a couple, we'll see what happens. But before I get started, I just wanted to say that this week coming up on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm actually going to be at the AARC Congress here in Las Vegas, taking over their Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn account. I'll also be posting on my own personal Instagram account and maybe see if I can get some clips, things like that, for a YouTube video in the future. But if you guys see me there, come say hi. I'm going to be looking for especially people that have never been to the Congress before to talk to and do short, couple second interviews with. So if you see me, come say hi. And just a quick mention, I'm going to cut this in somewhere, but I will have all of the products that we talked about today linked that I can find on Amazon or somewhere else. I am part of the affiliate program, so if you guys happen to click on one of the links and buy from that, I do get a little bit of proceeds, and I'm using that to hopefully help pay off pieces of my student loans, because those suckers are about to be due, and let me tell you what, there's a lot of them. Okay, so we're gonna do this a little bit differently because this beautiful bag of mine actually has a million pockets, and I kind of want to make sure you guys are really able to see everything. So I'm gonna do a quick little pan over of my bag, and then I will take things out and kind of show you what each thing is. Okay, so this is my Koi nurse bag, or I think they list it as a nurse bag, but this is a bag from Koi that my sister got me actually for my graduation, which was absolutely amazing of her. Now, it didn't come with this patch on the front. My other sister actually got me this patch, as well as this patch on the back here, and I just kind of ironed them on, which you can see that I was not careful enough doing here because I kind of messed the lining up a little bit, but it's okay. It still looks super cool, and I actually get a ton of comments on being a respiratory and having lungs in my bag. So here's the front part. You've got a lot of pen pouches, and usually I have my pen light right up front because I know I'm gonna grab that, and I try to keep it separate from my pens if I can. Oops. But you want to make sure you don't actually have it clicked on, because I've pulled it out like this many a time. And because the material is really thick and durable, you're not going to see if the pen light is on through it. Here's another pouch right on the front. Do I have anything in here? What's in here? Sorry, I've not really cleaned out my work bag, so it might be kind of a mess. Oh, I've got one battery. There should be a second one in there. So I've got 2 AAA batteries replacement for my pulse ox in case I can't find any, and then a million hair ties, of course, because I've got a ton of hair. So, actually so that's the front of the bag. We've got another zipper here. I'll open this up and show you in a second. Another zipper here. This thing has zippers galore. And we've got a water bottle pouch on each side. I've just got my little Superman tumbler in here from earlier. And then on the back, before I get here, I don't actually have anything in this pocket currently, but you've got another pocket on the back. Sometimes I'll put like a quick assignment in here while I'm walking down the hall if my pockets are full, things like that. So let me put my camera back on the stand and I will kind of show you the rest. Okay guys. So I'm gonna see how well I can kind of show you all of the pockets and everything that is inside of this bag as we go, because there's a lot of space in this bag. Oh no! So this was mildly organized, but then, I just dropped it. So there's that. Okay, so since I just dropped this, excuse the mess, but in this first pocket here, I've actually got a ton of highlighters, pens. It's kind of like my quick go pocket, so that when I'm up in the morning, I'll usually load my pockets up with pens, highlighters, markers, Sharpies, because we have to mark a lot of stuff when we replace certain equipment. We have to put dates on it. And then I've started using highlighters when I'm going through my schedule in the morning to mark different types of treatment. So if it's a Q4 versus a Q6, or if someone's on event versus a T-piece or CPT, I use different colored highlighters to kind of color coordinate, and I've noticed that helps me kind of really stay on track. And then just a million pens because they go missing, right? And the next pouch, which is up here on the top, not quite our middle pouch, This is also a quick grab pouch for me in the mornings. So they're just my main pouches that I've got, what I take with me. So I have a roll of tape because I always have tape in my pocket because you never know when you're going to need it. Because sometimes, depending on the types of ABG kits you guys use, if there's a Band-Aid or a small amount of tape, it never seems to be enough and it always gets misplaced for some reason. On the bottom, it says respiratory. I currently have the wrong color for my hospital, but once they get replacements, I will replace it with the right color. And then my adorable badge reel, which was also a gift from one of my amazing sisters. And alcohol wipes, a million alcohol wipes. I always have a ton of these in my pocket cleaning my stethoscope or various whatever, my watch, my phone, anything I need to, because you know it's a hospital, there are germs. And then also I've got some personal hygiene products, so toothpaste, toothbrush, because everyone appreciates a coworker that does not have bad breath and does not smell bad. So I always like to have different various personal hygiene products with me. Now this bag is really versatile. It's got just regular straps if you want to carry it with your hands. And then you've got a crossbody strap too, and you can remove this if you want to. Now we're actually getting to the middle. I've got basically information on charting in case I need it, and then policies and procedures just randomly. And what is this? What are you? An availability sheet, because right now I'm currently working per diem, a variable shift, so I can work days, nights, and I basically tell them what days I'm available and they'll put me on the schedule if it's available, or they'll call me in if they need me. So now that I've got some papers out of the way, this is the front of the bag again. When you look in here, you've got one clear plastic pocket that I'll usually put keys or whatever I need in. So we've got the clear plastic pocket that I was telling you about. I don't know if you can see that. We've got a space in the middle, which is where I had those papers. And then a plastic pouch that's separated in the middle. I'll show you what I have in here. Another space. And then a third pocket. And then on the back of this bag, which is really cool, there's various little loops. So whether you want to put different tools, scissors, anything of the sort, you've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little loops on top of the million pockets in here. Sorry, don't mind the mess. This is just going to get messier as we go. I'm sure of it. So again, back to the bag. So in that middle pouch I showed you guys a second ago, I've got a lot of just like personal products that I can reach and grab quickly. So again, I've got mints to hopefully keep my breath fresh in between. I'll usually keep them in my pocket if I need them, or if I haven't been able to drink a lot of water, I'll kind of grab one, or you know, if I get called away from lunch or something, because you can't be like, hang on person having an issue, let me brush my teeth before I come talk to you. And then I've got lotion, because you'll be washing your hands a million times a day and you will be sanitizing them a million times a day. And I really like just the Jergens Ultra Healing, because it doesn't have a super strong scent, because you don't want to have strong scents obviously when you're dealing with respiratory patients working in a hospital. Everybody has different sensitivities. Deodorant, of course, just a random deodorant in case I need it. Let's see what else. Cliff Bar, I always have snacks. This one's actually really good. It's a little more sugar than I normally like to have in protein bars, but here it is. And oh my gosh, you guys, I have been obsessed with these cough drops. So basically these have elderberry, vitamin C, and zinc in them. So it's just something good to have to get, you know, some extra vitamins and things to help boost your immune system, especially when you're new in the hospital, because my immune system might not be as strong as some of the other RTs that have been working in a hospital and around all these various germs and illnesses for years and years. So I've been using these a lot. Anytime I feel like a little tickle in my throat or just want something other than a mint, it's just good to, you know, like I said, boost your immune system, and they taste really good. What else do I have in here? So this is my random little bag. I think I did a video in the past talking about like my lifesaver bag that I take, And it, normally I do have things like this in here, but apparently I've, increased what I take. So it all doesn't fit in my bag anymore. I've got chapstick, of course, ibuprofen, just Target brand, whatever works. It's all the same. And then eye drops, because especially during allergy season or after a really long 12-hour shift, sometimes your eyes just get really dry and red and itchy. And so you don't want to be walking around the hospital looking like you're crying all day, which still might happen sometimes just if you're too busy. But again, for me, it's nice to have these things if I do have a second to step away and use them. Allergy relief medication. I think this is just like my local grocery store brand, so it's not really anything crazy. It's supposed to be the equivalent of Claritin. It works well for me, but you can grab whatever works well for you. I've got tissues, and then also I've got these quick vitamin C drinks. I just picked these ones up from Sprouts. This one's elderberry flavored. It doesn't actually have elderberry in it, unfortunately. I didn't realize that when I got it, and I was looking at the packaging. I was like, oh, they cheated me. It's no elderberry. There's no elderberry actually in this. It's just a vitamin C pack. And then I've got a cherry lime flavored one, and this here is actually an electrolyte supplement. So if you're feeling extra dehydrated, or maybe you've worked a couple of shifts in a row and haven't gotten to drink as much water as you've wanted to, this just helps replace electrolytes. It's actually really good. This one's lemonade, and it's quicker and easier than running down to the cafeteria and grabbing something with electrolytes in it. So it's just nice to have on you. That's it for my lifesaver bag. Let me put this stuff back in here so my table back here doesn't become too much of a mess. Now in the back, I still do carry respiratory notes with me. I actually haven't pulled it out and needed to use it, but I usually have respiratory notes. I had my Green's respiratory therapy book in here the other day. Let me see, which is this one. I had this in my bag the other day. I'll probably actually put it in here again now that I'm thinking about it, just to have something to read, to brush up on things if it does ever get slow, which at the hospital I'm working at is really not the case, especially when you're new and getting used to charting and doing everything in certain time frames. So right now I don't have a lot of free time, but it's nice to have in case you need to flip through something or just want something to read. And then of course I've got my, and this is in the very back pouch that I showed you guys earlier, I've got my MDF rose gold and white stethoscope. I absolutely love this stethoscope. It works better for me than the Littmann lightweight I was using before, actually. And it's just a gorgeous stethoscope. I actually get a ton of compliments on it, and it's nice because at least where I work, a lot of other people don't have this one, so I don't have to worry about it getting picked up and someone thinking it's theirs and then walking away with it. So let's see what else I've got back here. I've got my shears. I always have my shears, and it's so funny because I think in my first critical care video I was talking about how huge these shears were and how inconvenient I thought it was going to be. These things are amazing. They have saved my butt so many times, and they're super durable, and I think I got these as like an add-on item on Amazon, so it ended up actually being super cheap when I got them, but even if they're not, they're still only like $8. And these things are super durable and have a multitude of uses. I have got my Santa Medical Pulse Ox. I'm actually in the market for a new Pulse Ox because this one, the battery seems to die in quite frequently and it takes a minute to read. So if you guys have any recommendations for Pulse Oxes, ones that you use or that you like, leave them down in the comments below for me. And then I've got 2 different notebooks that I use just to write little notes if there's something I want to look up later, or something important with a patient, like maybe vent settings or something. If I happen to run into a doctor while we're walking down a hallway and we're talking about what we need to do for the patient, I'll write it down real quick just to be safe in case I get pulled away before I can go do it. And then I've got my Casio watch, tiny little guy, but it gets the job done. So I think that's actually all I have in here for now. And hopefully there's some interesting fun stuff in there. If there's anything you think that I am forgetting, definitely leave it in the comments down below. And again, if I see you at the Congress this year, come say hi. I'll be running around like a crazy person, so if I don't see you immediately, I'm sorry, but just make sure you stop me and let me know you're there. Again, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in and kind of coming along this journey with me. If you have questions at all, anything you want, leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I will see you guys next time. Hey guys, so welcome back. What am I saying? Who am I? What is happening? Okay.